after that. Right, great. Well, to be honest, I was really glad that Josie texted me this morning to say, see you at the meeting, because I'd forgotten about it. Hello, Dean.
Hello.
Yeah, I had completely forgotten about the meeting. It was in my
Oh
diary.
my.
So hopefully I
Well, I'm
would have
not the only
remembered.
one then, hey?
I was looking for it last week because it was the third Tuesday last week. So I was looking for it last week and then it wasn't on.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, was it? Did I get that wrong as well?
Yeah, because
Right.
this is the fourth Tuesday, isn't it, of this month?
Not if it's 20. No, because you would need 21 days for it to be the third Tuesday.
Yeah,
Doing some quick maths.
you're
So,
right.
but Jenny, I could well be wrong, but that's just my guess. Anyway,
you're right.
so to be honest, I have not got anything being particularly prepared, except I've grabbed some of my favorite books for young kids.
Oh yeah.
And had a quick look at them and thought about, some ideas from them. There's a book here called Drama Games for Young Children by Catherine Zakest. And that's quite a fat book, actually. Have you got that one?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to turn off my virtual background.
Turn your virtual background off. Yeah. There's
Mm.
also, I don't think I've ever shown you this book before. It's called Inspirational Ideas for Drama. And the reason I know about it is that Molly Potter is a friend of mine and she lives in Norwich in the same city as me. I only found this book a couple of years ago, but I quite like it because it's got quite wacky ideas in it that she's definitely made up herself, and I've never heard of them. So I could maybe share with you one or two ideas from here.
Yeah.
Just to get us going, and then we could.
I've got a bit of a problem, David.
Yeah, what's that?
The problem is that I actually reordered your book because I couldn't find it anywhere. And then it was on its way here, but I probably made a mistake ordering it from America. And then suddenly it said, oh, we can't deliver it. And I thought, what? So I didn't get it. And
which book are you talking about? Because I've got
purple one, the Drop of a Hat.
Drop of a Hat, yeah.
Yeah, well, I can't find it anywhere.
I do send those out to people, so I do have a few at home, and I can send you a copy, but it will take weeks, most likely. It's supposed to take about 6 working days, but I've never had a book arrive in China or Hong Kong within 6 days. So, but anyway, if you want to, then just let me know at the end, or send me an email, and I can sort that out for you.
And the other one that you just showed, is that also available in Amazon.uk?
They all are, yeah.
Molly's. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're all available in Amazon UK. I'm currently writing a new book as well. And that is going to be about using drama games for language teaching.
Very good.
Because obviously we talk about that a lot here. And I work for this organization called Nile, where I'm basically training teachers in language, drama and language teaching all the time.
Brilliant.
So there's one game here that I made a note of. Let me just get it for you, because I really like this one. I'm
just trying to find a pen.
Yeah, it's called.
Have you got a pen?
Actually, I'm going to share another game with you while I think about that one, because this is a really kind of easy one to explain as well. So it's called People, Shelter, Storm. Okay, People, Shelter, Storm. I'm just remembering what you have to do. So basically you divide the class up into groups of 3, and 2 of them are a shelter, like a house, and the other one is a person in the house. So the way that they make the shelter is they stand with their hands out like this,
Right.
And then if you imagine a clone of me standing on the other side, then you would have the roof of a house. And then the person who's in the house sits underneath or stands underneath the roof of the house. Okay. So everybody gets into their threes. And this is particularly a game for young kids, by the way. So it's very appropriate to this discussion. Basically, the teacher can call out people, and then all the people have to swap places, and the person stays sitting or standing in place. So all the people, the two on either side, run round, and they have to find a different person to make a roof over.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have to run together. Ideally, they should find a new partner to make a new roof. And then if the teacher calls out people, then the people who are in the house run around the room, and the roofs stay where they are. And then the people find a new house. Now, if there's a storm, if you shout storm, guess what happens? Everybody runs around, and they have to make new groups of 3 and quickly make a shelter and person inside. Now, do you get that? I understand it, but I'm not sure how clear it is to just explain it like that.
No, it's clear.
Yeah. And if you Google it, you will find videos of it online as well. I did find 2 or 3 different videos, and it was being played with some kids who were probably about 5 or 6 years old, and they were absolutely loving it.
I can imagine.
Really simple game. And I was thinking you could adapt it as well, because, for example, I was trying to think of games for language teaching. So I thought, well, you could have, for example, knife, fork, and plate.
Okay.
So one person being a knife, another person being a fork, and somebody else being a plate in the middle of them. So I was trying to think of things that come in threes that you could adapt it.
Right.
So can anybody else think of things in threes that you could do?
Santa, elf, and a toy.
Yes.
Oh,
You
good
have
one.
to think how they relate together. So, you have to think of shapes that they can make. So Santa, and sorry, Dean?
A book, a pen, and well, maybe not a pen, like a pencil and then eraser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you ideally need is 2 of something and 1 of something. So you've got like a knife and fork, which are a pair, and you've got a plate in the middle. Do you see what I mean? So you could have, for example, taking your idea, Jenny, it might be better to have, for example, 2 elves and a present. Do you see what I mean? And then always, the elves always know that they've got to find another elf. And the present always knows it's got to sit in the middle. And the same with the book. You'd have to think of
I'm a book.
2 things and 1 thing that could go together. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So knife, fork, and plate works really well. What else is there? I mean, you could change it to different animal homes as well. So you could have I can't think of a single home that an animal lives in. You could have a nest and a bird. So they could maybe weave their arms together and hold hands with each other like that to make it look a bit nesty, and then the bird can sit underneath going like this.
That's cute.
Yeah. Okay, so that was one. Now there's another game, and I just can't find the title of it, but I'll explain the game. It's called something like, pardon me, I didn't hear you. Okay. And the idea is that the teacher calls out different signals. So she might say, fold your arms. And everybody has to do an action, but they have to pretend that they didn't hear part of what she said. So if she said, fold your arms, they might go like this. They do something with their arms, but not fold them. If she said, touch your nose, they might go like this, you know. If she said, stand on one leg, they might put one hand down on the ground. And I thought that was quite funny because kids do like those kind of follow the leader games. And so giving it a twist could be quite good. And you would still be testing their vocabulary as well.
I'm not sure that the kids I'm teaching tomorrow are going to be up for that. They're a bit young.
Yeah.
But,
okay. So you want,
but no, I
really
could
to
try it. Their English is reasonable, so it's not brilliant, but it's reasonable. So I can try it maybe.
Yeah, it's called I Didn't Quite Hear, is what she calls it. So the instructions she's got are, for example, wiggle your finger.
And then wiggle your toe.
And so they could, what I would do for that one is stick my tongue out and wiggle it. Look at the ceiling. So they'd probably look at the floor, or, you know,
Yeah.
Smile at a boy. And they'd probably go, they might. So yeah, do you get the idea? So that's quite good fun. But I think it would be easier, Joseph, we talked about what you're planning to do and maybe think of some specific ideas around that.
Yeah. Okay, I can tell you because I've just printed out my lesson plan. So because these kids, some of them are dyslexic, so it's I can't do anything with writing with them really, because they're very clever kids, but they can't write or spell to save their life, or even hold a pencil in some cases. So no go there. So what I'm going to do is we're going to look at a story, fairy tales. It's called Fabulous Fairy Tales. And we're going to zero in on what's it called, the Frog Prince.
Frog Prince, yeah.
And because I thought, well, first of all, I was going to do more than one and mix the fairy tales. And I thought, nah, it's going to be too hard for them. You know, they're just going to get lost. So what we're going to do is we're going to, okay, I'll tell you what the first activity is. We get to know each other, blah, blah, blah. Do you like fairy tales? Actually, I took that from your lesson plan. What's your favorite one? Why do you like it? Who's your favorite character, etc. And then I'm going to read them part of a story. And that's the, what's it called? The Frog Prince, but it's a very funny one because it's told from the point of view of the frog.
Yeah.
So it's quite cute, but I'm not going to tell them the whole story. I'm going to break it off at some point and then say, well, what do you think happened next? So we're going to talk about different endings. How could it end? And then I've got lots of, we're going to make a mini theatre. That's the actual purpose of the whole thing. We're going to make a mini theatre, and I've actually photocopied and not photocopied, printed some little figurines, which I've cut out and will laminate. I'll give those to them, and they're going to stick them on popsicle sticks. And then they're going to, I'll show you the little theatre. Oh, well, it's just an idea. So this is really big actually, but I've got some smaller boxes as well. So I'm actually putting some backgrounds in them, and then they can stick those figurines in there and tell their own story. So we're doing several ways of telling the story. I tell the story. I also do a teaching role. I made myself some glasses this afternoon from a hanger, you know, the dry cleaner hangers.
Oh yeah.
You can unwind them and make glasses. I'll get them for you.
Yeah, they sounded a bit intriguing, if not rather dangerous.
Here they are.
Oh, they're really good. Elton John could wear those quite happily.
Yes, I know. So I got those and I thought, just, they can ask me questions as the Frog Prince, and I've got to make myself a crown. So that's the only thing I still need to do.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh,
then, so they're telling story. I get them to
Can I pause you there? So, have you got some ideas for stimulating the questions that you want them to ask you?
I haven't really. I was going to think of those and I haven't done it yet.
Because in my experience with role play,
Yeah.
it's quite good if the character has a problem that they want the children to help them with.
Yeah, of course the problem is that I'm a frog now, but I'm supposed to be a prince.
Okay, so that's good. So that's your main
Yeah.
kind of motive, really.
But there must be other ones.
So, therefore, I would suggest that you ask them for ideas maybe about, do they know any magic spells?
Yeah, okay.
That maybe you could try out. So maybe they could make up some magic spells.
Good idea. Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. And also anybody else feel like throwing an idea in, just, go ahead. Because I don't know, but what I would suggest, and again, it depends on their ability, is that after you've got them to do a few magic spells with you, you try and get them to do them with each other. So maybe get them into pairs, and
not that many.
I think, yeah, even if it's not many, it wouldn't matter. But I would think you could have a lot of fun with kids making up spells for different things. So, for example, they could make up a spell to turn their partner into a toy, or into an apple pie, or to make them fly. So they could maybe think of some spells for themselves, work out a spell. I don't know, is this too complicated?
No, it probably isn't. I'll see how they get on with the spells. I think they can probably do that. They can think of, I can give them an idea, an abracadabra, turn into a whatever, something like that, and they can take it from there. I think that I think their English is reasonable. As I said, it's not like the local kids. It's better than that. It's just that they can't write. But I hope they can cope with that kind of thing, really. We'll see soon enough. If they can't, then we'll think of something else.
So do you want to tell us a bit more about the next activities?
Okay, so I said teacher enroll, and then I have a poster with a moon and with some with a very spooky forest and some hidden characters. So say who lives here. So we have a look at which other characters are in the photo, or it's not photo, but in the picture. And I get them to, I've read the story to them already. I said, well, look, could some of these characters go into that story then? Do you think we could put them in somewhere? And then at some point, I want to try, I don't know if this is going to work, this is a bit risky, but I want to try and see if they can tell the story together, like a bit at a time. I forgot how it goes on. That one that you do sometimes. I've forgotten how it goes on. I've forgotten how. I forgot. Yes, I can't remember what happened next. I've actually done that quite a bit with some of the kids in the center, but not with these ones. But I think they can probably get that, and so they do the same story, but we vary it, if you see what I mean. And then on day 2, I want to do a whoosh. And then by that time, hopefully they've come up with some other ideas, so we can make the whoosh into something they've made, if you see what I mean. They've already given me the idea, so I'll add the ideas in. And then on day 2 as well, they will start to make their own little theatre. And as I said, I will actually do the groundwork on it. And all they need to do is like stick some shiny stuff on it, put some glitter glue on it, and put the figurines on there, so they don't have an awful lot to do.
Mm.
Otherwise, never, we don't have enough time for that. So that's why I have to do most of the work. And that's, I mean, I think.
How many days have you got them for?
Only 3, and
Three.
it's and the last day we're going to invite the parents to come and see our own stories. So they're going to make their own stories in the mini theater. So there's not an awful lot of time. It's only an hour and 3/4 every day. So it's very short, really. But
Maybe
yeah,
with
okay.
Jenny or Dean, have you got anything that kind of
ideas?
comes to mind when you hear Josie's lesson plan? Any thoughts?
Well, not anything specific, but I mean, are there any plans in having the parents participate as well?
No,
Since you
they're just
mentioned-
coming to
Alright.
see what they've done. It's not really a performance. It's just coming to see what the kids have done, and hopefully get them interested in other workshops I do. Yeah.
I don't know, like, I mean, I think maybe also it'd be exciting for everybody, for the parents to participate. Maybe they could like be part of the spell thing that you
Okay.
planning to do,
Okay.
like, or a drum roll or something, like
Okay.
just a little thing. Yeah.
I'll write it down. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think that's a really good idea. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I'm just writing it down. So invite parents to join in. Well, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think,
the kids put the spell on the parents or something.
yeah, I think that's a good way of involving them. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, no, I think it's a great lesson plan. How old are they, Josie?
Okay, I will actually post it on Facebook later. It's not complete because what I usually do is the first 2 days are planned, basically. And then the third day, I have to really see what they're like.
Yeah.
And then I will plan day 3 tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? So
Jenny
tomorrow's day
asked
1.
what age they were.
Oh, K2 and 3, so that's 4 and 5. But there's some 7-year-olds as well because they're siblings. And then so 2 7-year-olds, I think, and that's good because they can help the younger ones. I think so that'd be quite nice. Yeah.
Are you doing some movement games with them?
Yeah.
For example, mirror games.
Yes. I'm doing
moving
mirror
around
games.
as frogs or different animals.
Yes, exactly. I'm doing that. One of the first things is that before I actually read the story. So a bit of body sort of limber and doing that kind of thing is in one.
Moving around as a prince, moving around as a frog.
And I have some fabulous cards. They're called Fairy Tale Snap. And I'm going to give them each a card. And first, we're going to do this walk around like a frog or a prince or whatever. And then after that, I'm going to give them a card. And I'm going to ask them to be that character on the card. So there's a wicked fairy. There's lots of, there's no dragon, but I think I'll put the dragon in because I just cut one out. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But I think we can do that several times. And then hopefully the second day, they might be better at it.
Music is good.
Yeah, and music, I'll probably use some Midsummer Night's Dream music.
Okay.
That's very fun, isn't it?
Have you heard of the game Frog in the Pond, Josie?
No, tell me.
No, you've not heard of that. Has anyone else heard of it?
Don't think so.
I have, yeah.
So Frog in the Pond, you're kind of on the floor basically. And then Frog in the Pond, you have to put your hands on your knees. Frog in Space, you have to put your hands like you're in the air. Frog on the Bench, you have to put your hands on your shoulder. And then what's the...
Yeah, I
and
can't
then
remember what the other ones were.
there's something else. I think, hang on. I'm going to try and Google it and see where I've gone
Let's see
wrong.
what you can
I've
find.
lost,
Yeah,
I've
I've
lost
seen
one.
that. Again,
otherwise, type it out and write it on Facebook, and then we can see it.
You can also find videos of that. There's definitely videos on Google of Frog in the Pond.
Okay.
And I think it's really appropriate, obviously.
Yeah, of
Be a
course.
great game. And also, like Dean was saying, I was thinking if you had a game for the parents to join in with, so they could all play Frog in the Pond when they come.
I've got one more game. Where is it? I cut out some mouths because I'm gonna say to them, look, would you like to kiss a frog? I don't like kissing a frog. You know?
Mhm.
And so I have this enormous goofy frog
Yeah.
poster, which I'm gonna stick on the wall. And then
Uh-huh.
I've got these and I'm gonna blindfold them. It's like pin the
Oh, brilliant.
on the
In the
donkey.
lips.
Yeah.
Mae
So
West lips.
yeah, so they can put this on the picture, but they
Right.
can't see what they're doing.
Like
So I
pin the
thought that was
tail on
quite
the
fun.
donkey.
Yes. So I thought
Excellent.
that was quite fun. Yes. It's just a party game, really, but
Funnily enough, I've done loads of plays about frogs. Just by coincidence. So when I used to run my theatre company, we did a play called Frog and Toad, and it was based on some stories by an American author called Arnold Lobel, and they are aimed at sort of like 5 and 6 year olds. They're they're beautiful stories, very simple, about the friendship between two characters, and we toured a play based on that. And then later on, I found another set of books by a Dutch author whose name was Veldhuis, Max Veldhuis. And one of his most popular books is called Frog in Love. And we made a play based on that. And it's basically, it's kind of like all the sort of emotions that kids go through, but shown through stories with animals. And they're really nice stories. I'd recommend, you know, if you can find them anywhere, they're well worth looking at, and beautiful drawings as well. But yeah, so at one time when I was doing that, I was also going around schools doing storytelling as a frog.
Right.
Well, kind of like story. Yeah, I was doing, when I sort of went solo, I took some of these stories and did them as storytelling. And my mum made me loads of frog puppets. Actually, that's quite, I'm sure you know this already, but working with young kids, it's great if you've got toys or puppets. And sometimes to retell the story, you know, with a frog puppet.
Oh,
and
definitely.
You really identify at that age.
I love it, yes.
Yeah, puppets or toys. But if you're doing it tomorrow, then you probably haven't really got the time to.
No. But I think I've got enough things to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, those kind of, yeah, that's good. Frog. So everyone, Frog in the Pond is hands on knees.
Yeah, I've put a link in the chat.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh,
and it has a video of it as well.
Okay.
Can we have a quick look at that?
Yeah.
It'd be quite nice to if I go into the chat, I click on it, and then I'll share my screen with you as well, and we can have a quick look. Let's have a look. Share the screen. Share. And let's see. Yeah.
I'm
Can
just
you see Frog in the Pond there?
Oh yes.
So it tells you how to play it, and then we're oh yes, that's the video that I've seen before.
Okay.
Drama menu.
You've got drama menu.
Yeah. Well, it's probably in there.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to make it bigger, but I do.
This is the actor for Frog in the Pond.
Oh, okay.
Bank is here. The tree and frog from the tree. Frog.
Ah,
Got to do what I say, not do what I do. Okay, so we'll have a practice round, and after that, if you get it wrong, you have to stand up where you are and become a judge and help me to work out who else gets it wrong. Okay, throw the pond, throw the bank, throw the bank.
Oh.
No more practice rounds. It's the real thing. Here we go. And you can't cheats. Throw the pond, throw the bank, throw the tree. Frog in space! Throw the pond. Bye. It's on camera. It's live. Stand up. You're right. So you got to become a.
My kids are too small for it. That's quick. They can do it slower,
Obviously,
maybe.
it's quick, but you could do it slower.
Yeah.
You could just do the normal version, and then maybe do one or two ones where you try and catch them out, because it is quite good fun, isn't it, when they get caught out. Well, that's great. Thanks for that, Jenny. Definitely a good thing. Okay, then, shall we move on to something else now?
Sure. Thank you very much.
Yeah, great. No, it's good fun to hear what people are planning and to throw a few ideas in.
Actually, I'm doing this workshop twice. I'm doing it this week for 3 days and then somewhere else next week.
Okay.
And it'll be a longer session and it will be older kids. So I'll be doing other things. But anyway, let's talk about something else. It's fine. Thanks.
All right. So, Jenny or Dean, have you got any sort of things you'd like to share with us or ask about? Any particular themes or students you're working with?
Well, currently we're supposed to be doing like our final show. We were preparing for that for the past 2 months, but because of the virus situation, things changed. And now, well, today, like this afternoon, they announced that, you know, from tomorrow, we're going to start online classes.
Oh.
Yeah, which is like quite sudden. And I've been busy trying to lesson plan for that. That's the status.
But you're in China, aren't you?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
In China.
Where in China?
And Yangzhou, Jiangsu province. Yeah.
Okay, because Yan is there too. Yan is in Nanning.
Oh,
Nanning?
okay.
Yeah.
No.
She and I work together a lot because you and I are also on the same time zone. Because
Yeah. Where? Which part of China? Are you also in China?
I'm in Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
Hong Kong. Yeah.
So that's must be like you must be going crazy trying to work out how to do this now.
Yeah.
So
but I mean, I've gathered
what are you going to do?
Well, I was thinking pantomime because it's easy to prepare for. I mean, if we're going to be doing stuff online, and I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to do that.
Yeah.
Is it an international?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Sure. Okay. How old are the kids?
Doing year 3 and 4, so they are
8 and 9.
Probably 8, 9. Yes.
Yeah. And at that age, do they have to stay in like one group when you do it online, or do you sometimes put them to work with each other online? Like breakout rooms.
Well, we're using a different online platform compared to this one. It's a Chinese one, so I'm not sure if I can have rooms, but it's definitely something that I'd have to try tomorrow morning because my classes are only at 4 p.m. tomorrow, so have enough time.
I asked my principal, because I've been doing the drama club as well at my school. So I do one day at school, but today it wasn't at school because they're doing activities and I'm only a part-time teacher. So I'm only there when they're lessons, So anyway, I teach P6 only, but I teach drama to P4 to 6. And the person who's in charge of the drama said, oh, no, we can't do drama yet because we don't have face-to-face classes. So nonsense, we could do it online. huh? She goes. I said,
Oh.
yeah, we can. And I said, I'm quite happy to do it, you know. But I want to do Zoom. Oh, why? I
Yeah.
said, because actually we tried the other platform, which was my Microsoft Teams. But the problem with Microsoft Teams is that they cannot change their name. So it's all in Chinese. This is useless to me. I can't read their names. I can't call
Yeah.
out blah, blah, blah. And it's too difficult to have a list there and try and match it all up. I said, can we
Yeah.
please do Zoom? And so they said, yeah, okay then. That we're doing Zoom now.
Oh, right.
Which
Okay.
is good. Yeah, it's good for me because I can put them in breakout rooms. And I'll tell you what, 2 kids, P4, wrote a little script. And I divided the whole group into 2 parts. And then they're both doing a really good job. And I said to the leader, I said, look, I don't really want to say you can get the job and you don't get the job. I want them both to do their plays. Is that okay? Because
Yeah.
we're not doing
Mhm.
competition this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they said, yeah, okay. So they're both doing 2 little mini plays, which is wonderful, you know.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's quite
enough of-
surprising. I mean, like I had a lesson like that where they had to write stories, and I was quite impressed. Like I didn't expect like second language learners to even like, you know, construct logical stories and stuff. So
Mm.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed. Yeah.
Well, mine wrote a story, and the English was dreadful. Actually, not too bad, but it was pretty dreadful. And then I took it from Microsoft Teams, wrote a tiny little script, and I said, "Now you do the rest." So I just modeled it. I said, "Okay, so this is your story, beginning as a script. Now you do the rest." One girl, she did the whole thing. So by the next week, she'd done it. I thought, wow, that's pretty amazing, you know. The others, they had a little bit of a problem because the guy who wrote the script, also P4, very, very imaginative, very creative. But the group in which he was, they're very good at improvisation. So they were talking and chatting and saying so many things. So he didn't know what they were saying, so he couldn't write the script. So then I said to them in the next lesson, said, okay, everybody write their own script, please. Write what you said, and then I will put it together. So I
Oh,
mean, I still have
okay.
to do some work.
Did
But
they manage to do that?
not yet.
Oh, okay. Mm.
I have to keep anyway, we're going to be face to face on the 10th of January, so I might just sort of take it easy and do it then, you know, get them to write it down then.
Well, I wish you luck with that, Dean. That sounds like quite a challenge, but have you got a script or are you going to write one?
Well, I'm just gonna use like simple dialogues like skits and stuff. I'm not gonna go for like a full story.
No.
Yeah, because like the classes are only 30 minutes, so
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
And how many kids do you have in a class?
I think I'm gonna have 50.
Right.
I just saw that tonight. Like,
Oh no.
On Dean.
I mean,
Yeah.
doing that online, that's a massive challenge.
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, well,
At that
we'll
age
see.
as well.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Sure you-
Well, we'll be thinking of you anyway.
Oh wow.
So what about Jenny? What have you been up to?
Well, I've been doing some live this and we've finished that for this term. And our kids they did a show at the end of term, so our parents got to come and see it for the first time since lockdown, which was really, really nice for the kids that they managed to do something to show it to their parents. So yes, that live thing went really, really well, and then the senior group are still working on a script. And then the creative writing, which is online, finishes this week. And I had an idea of them doing some scenes from A Christmas Carol, like rewriting them. So because they're a creative writing groups, that's what I think they're doing this week. I'm not the tutor there anymore, I'm the assistant, but I came up with the idea that they could do something with a Christmas story. So so yeah.
Very good.
That sounds good. What was the live show that you did?
Well, it was an improvisation that the kids came up with themselves. So we gave them the idea of doing a Christmas show, and then they came up with all the little scenes themselves. So we had toys, and then we had to try and teach them how to do bows on the presents. That didn't work very well. So the tutor had to do that in the end for them to tie a bow on their presents when they were finished. So. Yeah, and then we had Santa not in control of the sleigh because he was drunk. So he was a very bad Santa because he wasn't in control of the sleigh. But first of all, they killed off Santa, so this was a fake Santa anyway. But yes, yeah, they're a junior group, but they like killing people off. So it's like you're only allowed one death.
Yeah, I've noticed this too. Yeah.
And did this go down well with the audience?
Yeah. The audience seemed to really love it. Then they praised me and the tutor for managing to control them. That there was only allowed to be one death. So yes.
Yeah. Oh wow. That sounds really good fun, actually.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was just the kids that I was teaching that were fascinated with death. I thought,
Yeah.
what's going on? You know, why are they so fascinated with death? Maybe it's because of COVID and you know, death is everywhere at the moment, I suppose. Scary.
Well, death's in stories as well, isn't it? It's kind of like a common theme. Characters disappearing or dying in fairy tales and so on.
True.
And you know, when they play games together, it's all about killing each other and well, it certainly was when I was a kid anyway. We'd go around shooting each other and all sorts of nasty things, but it was all a game, you know.
Nothing's changed.
But yeah, I mean, there have been studies about fairy tales, and you know, look, fairy tales are quite gruesome, but psychologically they're supposed to be really good for kids, and they kind of help them subconsciously to deal with all sorts of things. Like, for example, Jack and the Beanstalk is meant to be subconsciously about a boy becoming a teenager and climbing up the phallic beanstalk and coming of age and, you know, leaving home because he leaves his mother behind.
Yeah.
So that although, you know, they've all got kind of like themes within them.
Yeah. I never thought of
I
it.
think kids identify with without really knowing what they mean, you know. So, well, we've talked a lot today, but we haven't played any games. We had a quick game of Frog in the Pond. So we could try that game actually, because we watched it, but we haven't actually played it. So I think we should play it. And see if I can catch you out. So
we don't do
Frog
what you
in the
say.
Pond is going to be hands on your lap, right?
Yeah.
Frog in the, what was this one? Frog on the bank. Frog on the bank is here. Yeah. Frog on the tree is there.
Oh, okay.
And then frog in space. Okay. So let's try them out. Frog in the pond. Frog on the bank. Frog in the tree. Frog in space. Frog in the tree. Yeah, very good. Frog on the bank. Frog on the bank. Frog in the pond.
I did it wrong.
Okay.
I'm out.
Now, would somebody else like to be the leader and see if they can catch me out? Jenny, you've played this before, so I'm going to see if you can have a go.
Okay. Frog on the bank. Frog in space. Frog in the pond. Frog on the tree. Frog on the pond. Frog in space.
You have to be quicker, I think, to catch us out. But,
Yeah.
that was good. I think we're learning them. I reckon it's Dean's turn to have a go at being the teacher now, so you can practice it for your kids as well.
For me.
For Dean to have a go.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right. Frog in the pond. Frog in space. Frog in the tree.
What is that? No, what is that?
David.
David's
Oh,
wrong.
sorry, yeah, it's me. Yeah, I got it completely wrong. Sorry.
Well
I thought I was
done.
being right. Okay, so frog in the tree. Do a couple more, Dean, and I'll try and get a bit better.
Frog in the back. Frog in space. Frog in space. Frog in the tree. Frog in the pot. Frog in space. All
Okay, I
right.
think we're getting better at it
I'm
now,
not
aren't we?
looking at you. That's why I get it.
Yeah. Okay, good. So that's definitely a game that
That's
we
a
can
good
all
game.
play.
Yeah. Thanks for doing that, because actually it's better when you do it,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
understand it.
Much
Difficult
easier
to
isn't it?
explain. Yeah,
Um,
I
so
like it.
I'm kind of thinking I really am a bit underprepared today. So that's
Don't worry about it.
I could kind of like randomly choose a game out of here that we've never played before.
Okay.
So let's have a look at one that we could play online.
Oh, can I ask you a question, Dave? Can you
Yeah,
please
carry on.
post the ISBN or whatever, a number or title or whatever from that book that Molly's book in
Yes.
Facebook,
Yeah, I
on
will.
Facebook.
Yeah.
So yeah, then we can. I
Yeah,
can
I'll
try
post that.
it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you could send me your book, I'd be very grateful. Tell
Yeah.
me how much I pay you through PayPal.
Okay. I've found a game here that I used to play quite a lot. And it's a really silly game. So it's called Bill and Ben.
Oh yeah.
And there used to be a TV program for kids called Bill and Ben. And it was about these two men who were made of flower pots.
Yes.
So they were Bill and Ben, the flower pot men. And what you have to do is teach the song to the kids, first of all. So the song goes something like this. Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, flower pot men. I'll try and sing it a bit better the second time. Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, flower pot men.
That's me.
Okay, so I'm going to sing it again. And of course, singing on Zoom is always awful, but we'll try it anyway.
It's not that
Bill
awful.
and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, flower pot men. We'll try it again because it's if you've never heard it before. And also, it doesn't matter if you sing the wrong notes because I won't really hear or notice, right? Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, flower pot men. Okay, so it's a bit weird doing it on Zoom, but I'll teach you the game anyway. So what happens is, first of all, I'm going to talk about it as though we do it in a studio, so you know how it's played. So everybody stands in the circle, you teach them the game, and then you sing it again, but each person sings one word. So like Josie would go Bill, I would say, let's go Josie, David, Jenny, Dean, in that order. All right. So if you go Bill, Josie,
Bill
and
Ben,
Bill,
and
Ben,
Bill.
Bill, and
Josie, Ben.
and it goes faster. Yeah, Bill and Ben.
Yeah, and it's always one word, remember?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
well,
let's try it again. Okay, so Bill, no, sorry, you start, Josie.
Okay, Bill
And
Ben.
Bill,
and
and was
Bill.
it me?
Okay, it's quite hard, isn't it? So
Yeah.
we could just do the first part of it. So we're just going to go Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben. Let's just do that over and over a few times. Right, Josie, you start.
Bill
And
Ben.
Bill,
and
Ben.
Bill.
and
Ben.
It's virtually impossible on Zoom. But what happens is that
It's
the next rule is that whenever somebody sings Bill, they have to bend their knees. All right. And so you give them that rule. So Josie, for example, because you were the first one, you would go
Yeah.
Bill like that. Okay. So we could try that if people can stand up, and we'll just try that part of it. Right. And this is just level 1. It gets more complicated. All right.
Okay.
So, all right, Josie, you start.
Bill
And
Ben.
Bill,
and
Ben.
Bill.
and sorry.
oh no, sorry, Ben.
Oh God, Bill.
And
Ben,
Okay, so
Bill.
that's the kind of first part, and then the second part is, hang on, let's just work this out. Well, yeah, the word yeah. So then when anybody sings Ben, everybody has to bend their knees. So it's a real concentration game. So if it's
Yeah.
Bill, only that person bends their knees.
Right.
If it's Ben, everybody bends their knees. Okay.
Right.
Let's start again, Josie.
Okay. Bill.
And
Ben.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yes.
Bill,
And and
Ben. That's
Bill.
all of you.
yes, that's right.
and
Ben.
Bill. Oh, Bill.
And
Ben,
Bill. Bill.
And
Ben.
okay, right. Should we stop there because
Okay, so
that's
what about
probably
the flower-
about as
what
So
about the flower
basically-
pot men then?
so it
What
goes
about
like that, but you have to kind of learn the rest of it. I used to
Yeah.
play it a lot as a kind of warm-up game, and it's
Mm.
just really funny because everybody bends their knees at the wrong time. You know? So they forget to bend it when you sing Bill, and then they bend it when they sing and instead of Ben. And for some reason, we used to love playing that game. It was just like a really popular game.
Gives you the giggles, I guess.
Yeah. But it's kind of, when I wrote this book, Bill and Ben was still on television.
Okay.
In the kind of second version of the program. But now I don't think it might be on old TV or something. So the song is a bit out of date, but if you can actually find it online. In
Okay.
fact, have we got time just to show you? Because part of let me just find a video and show you what it's all meant to sound like and how daft it is. Right. Here we go. Bill and Ben song. I'll share this with you in a second. Here we go. Right, here we go. So I'm going to share Oh, hang on. Let me, right. And also, by the way, this is kind of like therapy for me because I used to watch Bill and Ben when I was a little kid, you know. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to show you the really old version of Bill and Ben. Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, thought men, thought men, Bill and Ben, Bill and Ben, thought men.
Cabbages.
Right, so basically that's it. And as you heard already, I got this tune quite wrong, but doesn't matter as long as you teach the kids some kind of tune, you know. But you could do that with other songs as well. So if you had a song that, you know, the kids were used to singing, I don't know, do you use any songs, Dean, with your kids? Like heads and shoulders, knees and toes.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
those,
they
yeah.
like that.
That's a really popular one, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Any other ones that anyone sings, right? Like London's burning, London's
I know
burning,
that too, yeah.
or nursery rhymes.
Or London Bridge is falling down.
How does that one go? I can't remember it.
London Bridge. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady.
Okay, so yeah, it doesn't work quite the same, but you know. Anyway, I had a go at teaching you Bill and Ben, so that's something. Most of these games that I've got in this book here are kind of like ones that you play in the studio rather than online. Have you played Kitty in the Corner? Do you know that game?
Jan loves that one.
So that one basically
Yeah, I've played.
you have a circle of people standing and have one person in the middle, and they can go to anybody in the circle and they say, Kitty wants a corner. Okay, that's they say. And the person who they ask says, no room, see my neighbor. Okay. Or it varies a bit what they say, but something like that. No room, see my neighbor. So the person goes and asks somebody else in the circle and says, Kitty wants a corner. And they say, no room, ask my neighbor. Now that's the basis of it. But meanwhile, what happens is anybody else in the circle can make eye contact. And if you make eye contact with somebody, you can quickly run and swap places. So two people make eye contact and they swap places. And of course, what Kitty is trying to do is to watch when people swap places and to take the place of somebody in the circle,
And
so that there's a new Kitty in the middle. And that's basically it. It's like a really old kids game that they used to play on the playground, you know. And that's, again, you can find videos of that. That's quite a good game. And what's good about it, it sounds really simple, but it's really kind of like strategic, you know. So you're kind of like watching Kitty to see who they're going to go to next. And when their back is turned, people are running behind them and so on. And sometimes you get two lots of pairs moving at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's quite a fun game.
We did it with the 70. Remember, we did this secondary school thing.
Yeah.
Or I did the secondary school thing with 70 kids, but they were really well behaved. They were very, they were secondary F5, so 16. So they were quite good. But it was just impossible because the circle was way too big. So you had to make it in smaller circles. It's impossible to do in big circles. Huge.
You'd need about 5 kitties in the middle. I think. Yeah, no, that would be quite hard. Anyway, totally useless online, that game, but it's good for when you do get back into the studio. So It is 1 hour, and I hope that there's been some useful
It's
stuff
been
today.
great. Yeah. We haven't played many things, but it was good.
We've
Yeah,
chatted.
no,
and,
it was really good. Thanks for your ideas. Really, it will
Next
help.
time I'll make up for it by coming with lots of things prepared.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
All right, I won't then.
You can. We don't mind.
Right, well, have a good Christmas, everybody.
Me too.
Thank you, David.
Try not to catch any nasty bugs.
Yeah.
Uh, and I hope that you're not locked down too much and stuff like that. And are you allowed to go out, Dean, and stuff? Or
Oh yeah, which is quite weird because
It's,
they sent all the kids at home, but we can still go to school, go to work. They don't want us to do the online classes at home, so it's not
yeah.
safe for the kids,
Mm.
but it's safe for us. Weird.
yeah, okay. Well,
Are they
there we
very-
go. It's just amazing how different
They're controlling,
countries
that's why.
deal with this, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they're just very controlling, Dean. That's why.
yeah, quite.
Okay, well, fantastic to see you. Thanks very much for coming. And I'll put all the dates in for New Year and everything. And
Nice.
see you then. Thanks for being faithful fans. And yeah.
Our pleasure. Thank you for letting us do this. You know, I mean,
Mm.
I've been doing
Yeah.
it for 2 years.
Yeah, I know. Well, me too. Yeah. No, it's nice. It's really nice to have regular people that you talk to about ideas.
Yeah.
It's
But
yeah.
it's been incredibly helpful because, as I said, I could just say to the school person, "Oh no, I'm fine with doing it on Zoom," and so we started it. Now we wouldn't have started it otherwise.
Mm,
I said, "No, I've got lots of ideas to do on Zoom, and we
Mm.
can do breakout rooms." "Oh no, you can't do that." I said, "Yes, I can."
Yeah.
Mm.
Excellent.
Mm.
All right,
It
good. Well,
worked.
I'm glad to have helped, and
Yeah, definitely.
I'll see you all in the new year.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes,
Bye. Merry
and
See you next
Christmas.
year.
Christmas.
yeah,
See
all
you.
the best. Bye. Bye, Josie.